Good evening, boys and ghouls. This podcast is rated E for explicit, so keep those little ears at bay, lest I drain them of all life's essence, leaving a lifeless husk upon the floor. And welcome back to another thrilling episode of Go Fuck Yourself podcast.
Nope. You cannot keep doing this.
But why?
You cannot keep coming back here.
But I am your friend, Dan.
No, you are literally sleeping in the studio. I have noticed
I sleep
this.
upside down in your closet and watch you.
That's also
You
horrifying.
sleep peacefully, the sleep of the dead.
It is bad enough that you have been living on the compound this whole time, but you cannot keep talking on our episodes. I'm sorry.
But Brett said that I could.
No, Brett is just trying to use an excuse so that he doesn't have to come in and record.
Brett, get in here.
What?
Now, come on, we're recording.
What? Bella's got my part.
No, fuck him. Get in here and record. It's your goddamn show.
Don't say fuck him. He's cool.
No, yeah, he's my cousin.
He's
I
creepy.
know.
He's very creepy, and I don't want him recording
Just
all of
let
our
him do
episodes.
it this time.
Get in here.
Bella, get out.
Just let him do it.
Bella, out now. Out.
Colorado! Hey guys, welcome back. I guess I have to do the intro because it's not cool enough to have a dead vampire do it.
He's not a vampire. He's an actor. He's an actor.
He is
not
a method
vampire.
actor,
God
and
damn it.
don't you dare discount the work that he does. It's incredible that he is dead and is here.
I am
Daniel
sorry.
Day-Lewis.
Look, guys, I should admit I'm a little frustrated with Bella because ultimately I feel like, and this is maybe just me, I don't know if he does it to you guys.
It is.
I wake up every morning to him looking at me like inches from my face.
Yeah,
Who wouldn't want to wake up near a movie star?
I don't want that though.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. You should give him a chance.
What are we doing?
Do you want me to do an intro for this? I think Bella nailed it. All right. If
Yeah,
you would
I mean,
have
you
let
already
him
heard
keep
him.
going, that would have been the perfect opener. He was going to do all the bits that I normally do. He was going to talk about Persian cats and all that other shit that we usually talk about. And you missed out on that.
Bella, come on back in.
No.
Bella, I'm sorry I said all those things.
You are a dick.
Bella, it's just like I have a vision for how this show works.
Ugh.
I have a vision here, and like there's a bit and there's a routine and there's everything, and I get it. We're changing a lot in this season, and that's fine. This is the first episode of our new format, so I'm a little I'm under pressure right now. I did a lot of writing. I'm just a little neurotic, and I apologize for my tone earlier, Bella. However, I do think it's important for all of us to acknowledge that Brett is clearly using you to not do work himself. So this is more anger directed at Brett and not you, Bella. So I hope you will accept my apologies.
I accept.
Please stop watching me sleep. Go ahead and do the intro.
Let him just watch him sleep. Make sure he's okay.
Welcome back to the thrilling episode of Go Fuck Yourself podcast, an American podcast. Here we are, surrounded in our creepy castle on a mountain with murdered bodies strewn about everywhere after I've reaped out their throats and bathed in the blood of virgins.
Actually, Bella, I'm so sorry. We're actually good. We're going to start the Colorado episode from here.
You did a great job.
This episode is about Colorado, the spookiest state in America.
Thank you so much. Brett, are you ready to roll on this?
They have also the Persian cat.
Oh, man.
We do have a Persian
he did
cat.
it. He did. He said it.
He
Look,
said-
look at that.
he said
You
the
can't tell
Persian
me
cat.
that wasn't better than my intro.
Thank you so much,
was very
Brett,
good.
for making this now a staple of our show. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. And you know what, listeners? You're welcome too.
So we're talking about Colorado.
Colorado,
Colorado.
huh? Yeah, look at that. The
Oh.
Mile High State.
Let me
because
get
they
some
can
of
sell
my-
weed.
Oh, well,
Colorado
there
weed
goes
here.
that fun fact.
Because we are talking about Colorado, we are now legally allowed to smoke weed at the table.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
that's how it
that's-
works. It's
yeah.
transitive.
Because we're talking about
We're
it.
talking about the state. Their laws apply. It's like the ocean. You
Yeah.
know, when you're on the ocean law applies.
Absolutely. And
When
I am
you're-
in the ocean of Colorado in my mind right
We're
I am literally swimming in grass.
afloat in seas of weed and mountains. And they're
Mostly mountains.
Rocky Mountain High, right, guys?
Yeah.
like that.
now. Skiing.
Skiing.
Hit those white slopes, you know?
Yep.
Hashtag Breckenridge.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Breckenridge
cocaine.
Porter. That's a beer.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about all as much as I know about Colorado.
Oh, I do know that like 3 of my exes all moved to Colorado. So
All
that's
of my
that's a fun
exes
fact.
live in Texas.
Yeah, I wish they had moved to Texas so I could make that joke. But yeah, no, 3 exes moved
The
to
more
Colorado. so-
majority of my exes live in the same city as me, and it's
Nice.
really awkward.
Yeah, well, I'd like that a little bit more than knowing I can't travel to a state.
Yeah,
I mean, you can.
like
It's a big
knowing that
state.
when you go to the grocery store, you may run into 1 or 2. Who knows? Depending on your luck that
That's
day.
a good point.
That is like my nightmare.
Man, one day that's going to happen to you.
I know
too. It's
because
gonna happen.
I've built up such negative karma in my life.
Yeah. That's
The good news is, if you go to Colorado, you've got a lot of land to hide in. The federal government owns like a third of the land in Colorado, so you can just go hide in a nature preserve, and nobody's going to find you.
Wow, that was a solid segue into fun facts there, Nick.
I'm so glad we gave you fun facts. Can I
Right?
just say that I used to get so mad about fun facts, and I think it was because it's not just that Victor's fun facts were lifeless, but like I'm going to use a dick joke here. They were just very limp and flaccid, right? Like
Yeah.
he was
Yep.
just waving around this limp and flaccid thing, and I'm not going to say that you're
the
fully
first
erect.
dick
Like-
joke of the new season.
You're definitely you're half mast. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
you're
ready.
not-
Like, I'm not pushing this rope into you guys.
yeah.
Oh, there's number 2.
Anyway,
That wasn't number 2 yet.
speaking of number 2, Colorado has the second. I don't actually have a thing. There. I just wanted-
Believe it
I
or
was
not,
really hoping you
Colorado
had one.
doesn't have a lot of number 2 things. Colorado has the highest mean altitude of all the states, and it has the.
What's its problem? Why is it so mean?
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Oh!
Wap, 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 wap.
Burp.
It's so good to be back.
It really is.
What else? Tell me more about Colorado.
They have more microbreweries per capita than any other state.
More than Oregon?
More than Oregon.
Wow.
They have more
Suck it, Oregon.
breweries. This is per person.
Oh,
They
this is like
literally measure
homemade
their
bullshit.
microbreweries per person in Colorado. That's how many there are.
Huh.
So, like, how do you know if it's good or not? Like,
You
any
keep
of the
drinking
beer-
until
The
you
guy
don't
at work
know
tells
the
you that
difference.
it's super good, and he won't shut the fuck up about it.
Hey, I feel like we all have that guy.
Yeah.
If
It's probably us.
if
Yeah.
you have that guy in your place of work, go ahead and tweet at us
Yeah.
and send us a picture of that guy.
At Lore Amazon Prime.
That's our official Twitter.
At Lore TV Show.
Yep.
At Go Fuck Myself.
None of those are our podcasts.
Not at all. Ours is at Go Folk Podcast on Twitter.
No, we get it. You manage social media.
Poorly.
I've used it recently.
He has for the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Check out that deep folking.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hit subscribe and watch our great content. And by watch, I mean listen.
Pew pew.
Watch with your
Hey,
ears.
guys, everybody, it's Brett here. Just tell That was my YouTube guy.
Smash that like button and subscribe.
Sling us some content. Show
Before we begin, go ahead and rate us 5 stars if you like us, and if not,
No,
just
that one's
5
important.
stars.
Send me an unsolicited dick pic to my personal phone.
At VictorOnline.com.
But I will say, actually, guys, speaking of social media, before we probably get bombarded with more fun facts here,
Right.
we do have some new bonuses for those of you who follow us on Patreon.
Bonuses.
Make sure to check out our Patreon because if you subscribe, not only could you get access to our subreddit where we will give you your own exclusive piece of flair written by Bill himself of Bill Pleasure Palace fame.
Wow.
Wow.
What
All the
a
way from
value.
prison.
Bill Flair, he had a lot to do in prison.
That's
But
Ric Flair's brother.
Bill Flair. Oh, what if that is Bill's last name? That'd be great.
It is.
Anyway,
Now it is.
canonically, he's
Bill is like
Flair.
Cher. He doesn't have a last name.
He's just
Bill Share Flair.
Seal.
Bill Share Flair. And
Family love Michael.
we also have a Discord channel that if you are a Patreon subscriber, you can join our Discord and be part of our group chat.
Hang on a minute. You mean to tell me I can talk to the stars of my favorite mediocre podcast
You
on
can.
Discord?
You absolutely
That has
can.
hundreds of listeners. Wow.
What a great time. But you can also interact with other listeners and ask questions like, is Brett gay? But really, is Brett gay?
I'm
That's
not
it.
going to answer that because sexuality is a spectrum.
And yes, I'm on it somewhere. All the way to the left.
So yeah.
Who cares?
So Patreon. Check out our Patreon. Go ahead and look at it. We also are going to have some awesome t-shirts, stickers, buttons, pins, whatever the hell we decide on.
Fleeps, florps, whatever.
You'll see. You go ahead and if you give us some money,
Yeah, you'll get stuff.
we're gonna give you
We'll
some
give you
shit.
stuff.
We're gonna give you some shit.
That's how capitalism works. You
That
give us
pays
stuff.
for our marketing, that pays for our hosting fees, that pays for our equipment, and it pays for our massage therapist that lives in the compound.
I fucking love Deborah.
It does not pay for the insurance that the Quidditch team has been so desperately asking for because, and again, it is not a sanctioned sport and no part of Go Folk Yourself supports Quidditch.
We do not. Quidditch is for losers.
It doesn't make sense. The point structure literally is broken and the game is not as exciting as people think it is.
Except for that one Quidditch World Cup where Bulgaria caught the snitch, but Ireland still won. That was pretty exciting.
That wasn't that exciting. You literally look at that and go, what the fuck was Victor Crumb thinking?
He's an
I don't
idiot.
know.
There's no logic to it.
What
He
part
wanted to
of
be
does
a
he look
star.
like a logic man to you? No, he's a
supposed to be
Quidditch
one
guy.
of the best seekers in the world.
He's
I
good
assume
at catching a thing, not good at mathing
You're not a
stuff.
good seeker just because you can catch things. You're a good seeker because you know how to win.
Next time on Deep Volking.
Anyway, Colorado, what else you got for us? Fun facts.
I do know that Colorado comes from the Spanish words for colored red because the Spanish explorers that got there looked around and they
Saw a
saw
lot of-
all of the red earth around them and they're like, well,
good.
that shit's colored red.
I
Glad
was
that's
really
where that was
scared.
going.
I was
Glad
really
that's where-
scared because I also know that Colorado had one of the largest Native American populations in
First
the early
Nations.
days.
First Nations, you racist.
So sorry, had one of the largest First Nations populations, and I was really scared that it came from a racist epitaph.
Sure didn't.
So,
Did not. It just, that Spaniard was like, this place is red. Red place.
guys, I'm running out of ideas for state names, so I'm just gonna. My favorite color is red, so I just gonna name the state color red.
He's like, I came up with Louisiana for King Louis, and I came up with Colorado because his shit's colored red.
That is such a lazy place name.
Yeah.
The color red.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Florida is flower land.
That's
yeah,
a better
look at all
name.
the flowers,
Is it-
though.
It has land.
It's a swamp.
It says land.
It's my swamp.
It's not swamp. That's no flowers.
Don't
care. And Peter Capaldi,
Doctor Ew, Clara.
That is a joke out there for the bleaches, which I have to assume watch Doctor Who because they're in Britain, and I think it is legally required.
That's racist.
You have to watch every episode and then be prepared to talk about it at your ministry meetings. Ministry of Doctor Who.
Ministry of Silly Walks.
I think it's just Ministry of BBC at this point. They just
very
roll
good.
it all together.
The Ministry of Love. That was a 1984 joke, guys. I just read that recently. It was good.
I need to reread it.
Was
but that's
not-
another episode.
What does this have to do with Colorado?
Colorado was founded as a state in the year 1984.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was not.
What a great fun fact.
Yeah, it's very recent. It was our 50th state.
What I do know is everybody's favorite food, the cheeseburger, is actually claimed to be invented in Denver.
No
The
shit.
The trademark for the name cheeseburger was awarded in 1935 to Louis Ballast.
Wait a minute. So the hamburger came from Hamburg, Germany. Yeah.
No.
Comes from Hamburg, but you're telling me that no one in Germany thought to put cheese on the hamburger?
That was a relatively foreign concept to them.
They didn't have American
They were
cheese in Germany.
traditionalists.
Ah, I see. They weren't very big on the cheeses either, just really the sausages and the beers.
We have the schnitzel and we have the Hamburg. What else could you want?
The beers.
Those are literally all the perfect foods.
Yeah, no, I love German cuisine.
Me too.
Agreed.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by Biergarten in Epcot because it is the best restaurant in Disney property.
Is it
and
that good?
If you're visiting, you need to go.
Is it
Yes.
good?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
get Das Boot.
It is a little pricey, but it is a buffet.
So I can get sick.
Brett, you're
You're at Epcot. You've been drinking all day. You're probably sick.
Yeah.
because it's just a shit ton of meat and potatoes and just
So it's like
vinegared stuff.
Oh God, that sounds amazing.
It's so good.
That sounds like that Brazilian place, but
Better.
Texas
but
State,
better?
Brazil.
Yeah.
Better. Texas State Brazil's great because they just bring you meat and they keep putting it on your plate. But even that, at Disney, they've got a place called Ohana's that does the same thing, but with Hawaiian cuisine.
What?
And that's really
It's just
good.
pineapples. They just continue to slice pineapple.
Pineapples on ham, pineapples on shrimp, pineapples on pineapples.
But not pineapples on pizza, goddammit.
They know. They know what's up, even though pineapple on pizza is absolutely delicious.
Stop it.
They got pineapple on their shrimp. They got pineapple on their pineapple. They got pineapples on their ham. They got pineapples on the table as decoration.
Pineapples that's afraid of disappointing their father. Pineapples with sexual hang-ups.
Pineapples that don't know what apples are. Anyway,
more about Colorado, please.
Yeah, please, Nick. I need you to just start rapid firing.
All right, rapid fire. We're going to do this.
Of the section here, Chief.
Yeah, we're derailing you.
In Fruta, the townfolk celebrate Mike the Headless Chicken Day, which seems that a farmer named L.A. Olson cut off Mike's head on September 10th, 1945, in anticipation of a chicken dinner. That chicken had other plans, though, because Mike lived for another 4 years without a head.
What the fuck?
The chicken just refused to die.
How did it not die?
They fed it with a eyedropper, so they would like pick up like the food and then bloop 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 down its throat hole,
like baby bird it, like
exactly like baby bird it.
A syringe and then
no. But hold on, there had to have been
its brain.
There had to have been an infection on its neck hole.
Right? No, they kept it clean. Much like when I cut off your neck, you put Neosporin on it.
Hold on. Why the fuck did they not just kill the chicken? They cut its head off because they wanted to eat it.
Yeah, but it was still walking around and living. They're like,
do that.
They're like, well, goddamn, will you look at that? Him's still alive.
Well, I reckon we should let this go as long as it does. Well,
surely we'll never see another world war in 1930.
You know what they say? If Jesus wills it, he wills it.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Colorado is the only state in history to turn down the Olympics. In 1976, the Winter Olympics were planned to be held in Denver, but 62% of state voters, which is important to vote, they chose...
This episode is going to come out after the midterms.
So. It is. I really hope you voted. Otherwise, unsubscribe.
If you didn't vote and things turned out poorly, we blame you.
You're part of the problem, and you should be held accountable.
Honestly, even if it turned out okay, it's still your... Like,
no.
You are the
if
problem.
you didn't vote and it turned out okay, I would just keep that quiet. I would just not tell people.
Just tell your coworkers, like, yeah, I voted for them.
I also like the candidate with a D next to their name.
But if you're a dickhead internet troll who talks about maybe trolling people and like is really what's the word I want, nihilistic about the election process, if you're going to spout all this nonsense and hate, you better actually vote, even if it is for the people that we don't like, because ultimately every vote matters. And I fucking hate the people who don't vote. I fucking hate people who don't vote. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I don't get it.
It's choosing to not have a hand in your own destiny.
You know what? Clearly,
the gods
I'm getting
would be
mad.
displeased.
I'm just going to have some Colorado weed here.
Density.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
Let me cut these nerves down. You guys get those fun facts.
But
Anyways,
seriously,
I'm gonna
about the
blaze
Olympics, I
Yeah.
get why they want to turn that down, because that is a shithole job that no one should want, because it
really
usually
is.
just ends up being an economic disaster.
That was
for whatever
exactly
city.
what their reasoning was.
Yeah,
They
well,
said
it
it
was
was
an
because
economic disaster
it
in
was
the
the
70s
cost, pollution, and population boom it would have on the state of Colorado and the city of Denver.
Look
Because
what it
they
did
spent
to Atlanta. Look what it did to Atlanta in the 90s. Atlanta had an economic recession after the
Yeah,
Olympics.
and Atlanta is now, for those of you that live in Europe, is basically like Mad Max territory.
Yeah,
where
but it's
they're
a major Delta
roving
hub.
bands of
Preschoolers.
Childish Gambino leads the largest tribe there,
Uh-huh.
and even he does not have unquestionable authority. in
and he
Atlanta.
just
Getting
recently
racist.
took over Bartertown.
But and it's the same thing. Look at what's happening to the country of Qatar as they're setting up the World Cup. There's been like all these deaths in the construction process that like no one can do anything about because they have no money and they're just building it because they're hoping it will help their economy. But it's literally them driving their economy into the ground.
Yeah,
in
for a
hopes-
spectacle.
in hopes to build an economy. It's awful.
Every year, Denver hosts the world's largest rodeo, the Western Stock Show.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That's neat. Do
It
they
is
do
pretty cool.
cowboy poker there?
Are they gay?
Poker,
Cowboys?
I barely know her.
You're out. You're
Sorry.
done.
No,
Nope.
no,
was a fun
that
ride.
Good.
Cut the mic. You got more fun facts?
Yeah, but I guess you guys weren't gonna let me see them. But I don't know. I had some, but just in case you guys couldn't. That's fine.
Okay, put the mic
Put
back
the
on.
mic
Just
back
don't make
on.
the fucking joke again.
All right, I'm sorry. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's like Colorado has the highest mean altitude, which we talked about. We have the fact that in 1867 by Seth Lake, the Astor House in Golden, Colorado was the first stone hotel built west of the Mississippi River.
What a weird claim to fame.
Yeah, I don't.
Stone hotels have a lot of value. It sets a lot of good cinematography areas. You could take really good portrait mode photos in front of it.
True.
That's very true.
If
Good
I
point.
was near one of those, I'd want a portrait photo in front of it.
What's the capital of Colorado?
Denver.
Denver, I barely know her. Boom.
Ow!
Boom.
Ow!
That's
Look
what
at
it feels
that.
like, you dumb piece of shit.
I liked it, though. That's the problem.
Classic.
And we'll round it out with this. John Henry Doc Holliday had a brief and tumultuous existence that led him to Glenwood Springs, where he succumbed to tuberculosis and died at the Hotel Glenwood on November 8th, 1887.
Wait, John Henry or Doc Holliday?
That's his name is John Henry, but he obviously went by Doc Holliday.
His name was really John Henry?
Sure was.
Holy shit.
So he fought the steam engine and lost.
And
in
had a
Colorado.
heart attack and died.
So wait, you said he got tuberculosis?
Tuberculosis
He got
and died.
that from fighting a steam engine because he was breathing in so much steam.
Yep, exactly.
Holy
Air pollution.
shit.
Wow,
There we
that's
go.
crazy.
Guys, we just solved one of the biggest American mysteries right
Full
there.
circle, everybody.
That's right. I'll be your Huckleberry Doc.
Well, I guess let's take a quick commercial break, and
Yep.
then we're going to get back to a quick spook off.
Ooh.
But wait, one more. Rocky Ford has been dubbed the melon capital of the world. Don't know why. It just is. There's literally no more. It just says this is the melon capital of the world.
So I'm assuming they grow a lot of melons.
Am I going to do the commercial?
Yeah,
Fine.
that's fine.
I need to be paid for that part. This is a commercial.
Oh, we don't actually get money for most of our commercials, though, so we can't pay you.
Never mind. I'm going back to your room.
Okay, well, great. I have that to look forward to. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, this is Paul from Paul's Fixes. Go ahead and, before I begin this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. And don't forget, leave a comment. Tell us about your favorites of our videos and things that you like best that we've done and fixed in the past. Because you know, here at Paul Fixes, we're just about fixing things. And today, my project, the Overlook Hotel. Now, a lot of you think, Overlook Hotel, what the fuck is that, Paul? Well, let me tell you, it doesn't matter, because you probably never saw the movie and you're not going to because it's an old one. But if you've seen The Shining starring Jack Nichols, he goes into this hotel and goes crazy. And yeah, anyway, a lot of people don't come to this hotel anymore. So I was reached out to by the manager of the hotel saying like, whoa, Paul, I saw your YouTube channel. My kids are huge fans. And I know a lot of you out there are. So that's awesome. But they said, hey, come on down because we would love you to fix our image. So you know what? Your boy Paul, he went down there and there were a lot of problems. But I can tell you, first thing I did, I removed corpses from all the bathtubs. So you no longer have these sexy women turning into corpses right in front of your eyes trying to reach out to you. That's gone. We got rid of all creepy twins in the building. There are a few triplets, but they weren't really creepy. They were actually kind of adorable. But we'll see what happens when they grow up, right? Paul's ready to fix it if we need to. Then, of course, got rid of all typewriters because we needed to modernize that place, and we needed to modernize it yesterday, right? Because typewriters, who does that anymore? Boom. Now they got a bunch of Acer laptops. Isn't that great? Acer laptops everywhere. You can just sit down, there's an Acer laptop. Those shit they're not expensive, they're cheap. You can just get those. And of course, as you know, this video is brought to you by Acer. Make sure you check out acer.com for all the deals in your area. You can pick it up at your local B&H. Acer is a proud sponsor of B&H. And of course, this is brought to you by Squarespace. If you need to make a website, just go to Squarespace and, I don't know, eventually you're going to say, I don't actually know what this website is and this isn't really good and we're just going to switch it over to another service. But Squarespace will help you do that. So Squarespace, and yeah, anyway, Paul fixed this hotel. You should check it out. And welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed whatever that ad was, because I'm actually still not sure what it's going to be. So in this moment, I have to pretend it was there, even though right now, as we're sitting here, we don't have an ad. So
That ad was so funny.
Whoa.
I really enjoyed
Look
it.
at how engaged we are with that ad.
I'm going to buy that product because it left an impression.
Yeah, me too. That product exists.
I'd
I
buy
have
that
to
for
say.
$1.
Now, this is going to be very new for everybody out there. So we're trying this out. We do expect your feedback, because if this doesn't work for you, we have to go folk yourself team. We're really receptive to feedback.
Where should they send that feedback?
You can send that feedback directly to hell, you pieces of shit, because this is the best thing we've ever written.
We're not changing shit.
Well, we are,
Except
but
all
not
the
because
stuff
of what
we
you
already
said.
changed.
Yeah, but we didn't do that for you. We did that for us. So,
Because we deserve it.
welcome to the new Spook Off. So what we did is we took out the middle segment that you were used to, where it was us meandering around a few stories that were actually most of the time more spooky than the main story that we told.
Yeah.
So we decided, let's make this middle part where we have all the fun, so that at the end, when we do our dramatization, it can be full-on spooktacular.
Spook me, Daddy.
Just don't
Oh,
say
God,
that.
it's so
just-
uncomfortable.
It's weird every time. But today, it will be Nicholas
That's me.
versus Bella Lugosi.
Ah, ah.
Just kidding. It's going to be Brett.
I really don't want to do that voice the whole time.
It would be terrible the whole time. So the way this will work is one of us, that will be myself, is the judge. I will ultimately decide who won. And let me tell you, I already know who's going to win because, spoiler, I wrote both stories.
Well, not to mention, we know how this works. Judge, jury, prosecutioner, whole thing.
I think you meant executioner.
Nope,
No,
because I have to be on the next episode.
Got it. Fair enough. Well, then I'm going to flip this coin here. Flip. Land.
Oh, wow, that came up.
I'm going to call it in the air. It's Nick.
Wow, Nick goes first.
Can we just say I'm really glad we spent that $1,000 on the coin that only has me and Brett on it?
I know. That was totally worth it.
Absolutely. We had to kill Ethan for it, but hey.
Yeah. Well,
If you guys are looking for your own $1,000 coin, go to johnscoins.com. Again, for listeners, johnscoins.com.
That's JOHHN. It's
Yeah.
really weird.
2 H's.
Yep.
Both silent.
johnscoins.com.
yeah, he prefers when you say it like that. But
John.
John. All right, Nick.
Well, there's our ad.
Nick, spook us.
Alrighty, let's start our journey by taking a trip to what I assume is the beautiful town of Thornton, Colorado, specifically on Riverdale Road of Archie fame, which you may or may not have heard Brett and I talk about on that Deep Folking episode because we have no idea when the hell it's coming out.
Yeah.
Much like the Archie comics and hit TV show Riverdale, it's right there that you'll find the Gates of Hell rumor that has it that on this stretch of road it leads to
We just learned Nick's not great at reading.
Yeah, well, it's written really odd. I wish that whoever wrote it was speaking English.
It's
when they wrote
written
it.
as one would read it comfortably. I had Brett Sample read it out
I
loud.
read it out loud just fine. You were illiterate.
I am illiterate, so thanks for putting that on the internet, everybody.
It's important to know that English isn't Nick's first language.
This is why he's so bad on Twitter. I get it now.
Yeah, my keyboard is consistently in Japanese.
Please pay me back that $3.40 that you owe me.
Let's just take it back and try again, shall we?
Try that again.
Much like the Archie comics and hit TV show Riverdale, it's right there that you'll find the Gates of Hell rumor. Yeah, there's no period. That's why.
Brett did just fine.
Brett also is
Just
illiterate.
do it.
Rumor has it that this stretch of road leads to rusted iron gates that open to a place of satanic worship and human sacrifices. Behind these gates also is the charred husk of an old mansion, a haunted tree, and a chicken coop. A chicken coop that leads directly to hell.
Oh. Well, hot damn.
Yeah. The mansion was built by David Wolpert during the gold rush. He was married and he had children. He was doing great. Though there was a lot of stress, being that 2 of his children were deaf and mute, so at least it was quiet at home.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. I
You
don't
don't
That
ha-
wasn't
neither
the
of you-
original write-up.
Neither of you have kids. You don't understand.
Neither do you.
Neither do you.
Yeah, but I know that kids are loud because I'm loud.
Man. I don't know how I like
Okay.
Nick the improviser.
I don't know. He's offensive to people with disabilities.
Right?
That's the name of our podcast. Go fuck yourself, a disability podcast.
That's how.
Oh,
Bela Lugosi
he hasn't been
says
able to read it. It says an American podcast.
I don't understand.
Got it. You just go ahead and keep reading.
All right.
Podcast from America.
Add the stress of that with being provoked by demons, and you'll understand maybe why he decided to murder his entire family and burn the house to the ground. People say they can still hear their screams echoing through the night. When the flames finally calmed, all that remained of his life was the chicken coop and his wrought iron gate.
So not all was lost.
Not all was lost.
The 2 most important pieces of your property.
All my kids are gone, but at least I've got that chicken coop. God damn it.
Up, and the voice made it into season 2.
There
We're
he
good,
is.
guys.
He's
We're
back.
safe.
The gates exist to warn away people from the hellish nightmares that haunt the area, whereas it is said the chicken coop is where the veil is thinnest and where the demons convinced David Wolpert to kill them all. Imagine what they could
Burn the
convince
house
you
down
to
and
do.
kill yourself.
Burn the house down, kill your family, and then yourself. Burn the house down, kill your family, and then yourself.
They can't scream, who cares?
Their screams will echo through the night. Kill yourself.
Kill yourself.
Well, that
Kill
came
yourself.
back too, huh?
The chicken coop is safe, but kill yourself.
Why would it? I guess it would make sense the chicken coop wouldn't burn down. This is probably not attached to the building.
Yeah.
Also,
and,
chickens are notoriously not flammable.
yeah.
Yeah.
As we talked about, the chickens in Denver are really fucking resilient.
Uh-huh.
So-
you can't kill them, apparently.
Oh, I just called the whole state of Colorado Denver. I think that's accurate, though.
It is.
That's fine.
I've only been to the Denver airport, so that's all I can tell is that's the entire state of
Oh, how
Colorado.
interesting you mentioned that.
Ooh.
Brett, I think you have a good story for us, or a list at least.
This is like a BuzzFeed list and not really a story.
You won't believe number 4.
Click the next link.
We're really
You
trying
can't tell,
to
but we just
capture-
put our hands on our hips.
We're trying to capture a younger demographic
I know,
here,
it's-
guys. They fucking love list shows, so fucking
we're like
roll it.
millennials.
Smash that
talking
subs
to
like button.
Wires.
Go ahead and give us an upvote and make sure that we make it to your front page. and
Updude us to
4chan.
the top of 4chan.
Retumble this.
That's what we do.
Reblog.
I don't know what means, but I assume it's offensive because I've seen it a lot on R the Donald. But I mean, I guess a lot of kids go there. So
I think that's been banned now.
Sure
Is it?
has.
I'm pretty sure it has been.
What is it?
It was a Donald Trump subreddit of alt-writers.
No, the subreddit hasn't been. I want to know what is.
It's just somebody screaming.
Okay.
Like a high pitched.
Yeah, because I assume if I'm saying something offensive by doing it, I'm just letting you guys know.
Dan's too old to internet.
Your kids are also reading it, and you should really, really look into what your kids do on the internet because, like, it's bad out there.
Yeah.
It's a war zone right now.
And I know if I know one thing in the world right now, and it's that I don't yeet that.
Yeah,
I yeeted right the hell out of there,
yeah. Dab me one,
Daddy.
fam.
Oh, God. Oh, it's gross. Everything is gross. Anyway, here's Denver. All right, guys. So instead of a story, I'd like to just kind of list all of the reasons that the Denver International Airport is hiding something that is fucking evil. And we have to talk about it because it's literally the most important thing we're going to do this year. So a lot of people assume that the Denver International Airport is actually the headquarters of the fucking Illuminati. And anyway, here's why. So first of all, they have a statue. Number 1, by the way, this is a list.
Yeah.
Okay, number 1. They have a statue of a blue metallic stallion whose eyes, I shit you not, glow red in the night. I could literally stop the list here, but it's important to note the original sculptor wanted the stallion's eyes to shoot fucking laser beams. Or excuse me for you Austin Powers fans, frickin' laser beams out of the stallion's head. That was actually written here. That was verbatim. Number 2, the airport was the second largest in the world when it was built. It replaced Denver's airport that everyone liked, which was apparently, big bit of controversy there because the new one is located 25 miles outside of town. Is that right? I don't know if that's right. You've been there.
I've been to the airport, so it looked like it was far away from the town.
Okay, cool. So here's where shit gets weird. Number 3. Under the
Wait, this is where it gets weird?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Those
man.
two things could just be regular construction snafus.
Yeah, but I don't know why you want the big ass horse.
I don't know why you don't.
I mean, a horse, I guess, is a symbol of virility and power. So
Take
you
it from
want
the
to,
Dothraki.
Denver. We want you to know that Denver fucks.
Yeah, we fuck. we call ourselves the horse cocktown for a reason.
We fuck yourself.
Under number 3, under the airport, there are tons of underground tunnels and structures. So that's fucking weird. They're not really used in any capacity, but they exist. Most conspiracy theorists believe that this is an underground city full of either a couple options here. A, lizard people, such as Ted Cruz. B, the Illuminati. Not so much Ted Cruz because he's too dumb to be in the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Number
Beyonce.
3,
More like Illuminati, am I right?
weirdly enough, that's number 3.
Shit.
Creepy Nazi prison camp is a possibility.
Yeah.
That is a real InfoWars type bullshit conspiracy theory.
But at the same time, no one can answer what these tunnels are for, and
Yeah,
it's really
super
fucking
creepy.
weird.
Like the utilidors at Disney kind of thing?
No, because
No,
those
it's-
make sense
Yeah.
by comparison.
Yeah, it's just a tunnel network. So that's
That's
weird.
that's really weird.
This was built, and I think the original reasoning was like, oh, yeah, we were going to do another floor, but then we didn't. But yet they still built pathways down to it
Nope.
that no one uses.
Don't like it.
Nope.
Burn
Filled
it.
with nope. So here we go. Number 4. I'm going to have to use what culture's writing on this bit because let's talk about the artwork in the airport. It is as quoted. The Devil's Own Art Gallery awaits you in the form of 2 huge doomsday murals painted by Texan artist Leo Tanguma. They are titled Children of the World Dream of Peace and In Peace and Harmony with Nature. And if they sound like they're pretty hippy-dippy, you're sadly mistaken. They come in the form of diptychs. For those of you that are not art history nerds like Brett, a diptych is a 2-panel piece. So one side left side, right side. Okay?
Dick pic. Got it.
Dick pics. Yes.
They send you dick
unsolicited diptychs.
Hashtag unsolicited diptychs. Is
Thank you.
Really
Wait,
good.
can that be like a spin-off podcast?
Yes, absolutely. Go on.
So the first half, children and a huge, the first half of Children of the World Dream of Peace is a huge man in an army uniform wearing a gas mask that is literally stabbing a fucking dub to death with a cutlass. As he does, there is a line of terrified people cowering and weeping against a post-apocalyptic Mad Max-style backdrop, like the ravaged wastes of Atlanta. In its second half, he has been killed and all the children are happy, especially a boy in front who's about to beat his lifeless corpse further with a hammer. In the peace diptych, an all-engulfing fire approaches the horrified children who are weeping over 3 coffins while animals die around them. So, real quick question. What in the actual fuck is this doing in an airport?
In an airport!
It's a fucking place where you go to other places.
Like, I'm used to like the Orlando airport where it's just like shitty carpet and nondescript art on the
Sand
walls.
hill crane pictures.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, in this one, you get like a fucking SS officer stabbing the dove of peace.
yeah, and then children kill him, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, number 5. This shit's running long. Let's go speed round. There are etchings on the ground that people either believe are representations of biological weapons or the honorifics to the savior of the lizard people, the Great Defiler. Yeah, that's right. His name is the Great Defiler.
I'm not going to make the joke, but you know what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I know. We all know.
He's also known as the Death Defiler.
Oh,
There are
the
both.
the Death Defiler. There's 2 things. Okay, crazy.
There's both. There's
Yeah,
both.
excellent. Number 6, there's a dedication plaque for the airport that celebrates the Freemasons. Okay, that in itself isn't creepy, but here's the shit that is. It also references being funded by the New World Airport Commission. So, guess what, Illuminati fans? That directly relates to the Illuminati.
Yeah, what the hell?
The New World Order being that part there. So, number 7, there's fucking gargoyles all over the airport. Why? No one fucking knows.
Like from the hit Disney animated television program?
I
wish, because those were at least nice and friendly. Some of them, at least.
What about the gargoyles?
Brooklyn was very
from
nice.
the
I know,
Hunchback of Notre Dame. Are they like that?
Yeah, they're like that. Not the nice ones, though. So,
never mind.
first of all, for those of you that aren't medieval,
Like the ones who killed that nice deacon.
yeah,
That
that
rapey,
deacon of the rapey deacon,
rapey deacon who hated
what was his
all
name?
gypsies.
Frollo?
Frollo.
Yeah.
The worst Disney villain. to
Yeah.
me.
So anyway,
Not worst. Actually, probably the best because of how scary he is.
Yes.
I mean, worst in action.
right? He was a
Yes.
racist and a rapist, and it was terrible.
And used religious zealotry to
Yeah,
push his.
it's
Yeah,
horrifying.
He's literally the most evil.
I
Disney
think the
villain.
worst part is we're going to take a very, very mild tangent. I can see where they're coming from a Catholic perspective because it almost feels not like he's doing it just to be evil. It's that he's also just caught up in it.
Yeah.
Like you could tell that he's believing what has been told to him his entire life. Your urges are evil.
No.
The things you want to do are evil.
no, he just really wants to rape.
He
and
has
Also
that. No,
that.
hold on.
an
He
ethnic
has that.
woman and put down a disabled person.
He has that, but he also does fully believe that in the power he has, he can make his own rules. So you are right,
Yes.
but he is also abusing his power.
Yeah, he's also
Yeah.
taking it too far.
But we gotta get through
Let's
this
talk
airport.
about
This
abusing
is-
power.
Yeah,
right?
finish at the
Because
airport.
Here we
Brett.
go. There's
Fly us out of here.
So, for those of you
Fuck
that
you.
aren't art history nerds like myself, gargoyles are used to ward against evil spirits. So, that's one thing to note there. Number 8, the airport consumes far more jet fuel than any other airport. Like, a crazy amount of jet fuel is being pumped to that airport.
Are they trying to melt steel beams?
Dark.
Nick, your improv today
improv
is
is
really
9/11-y. But
I'll never forget that.
God damn it. Anyway, so a significant amount of jet fuel that is mathematically only would make sense if they were stockpiling the fuel to use to power something. Right? That's creepy.
Yeah.
So what's below it? Maybe that's where all the goddamn
I don't
jet
like
fuel
this
is
at
going.
all.
no
Number
it's
9.
awful.
The windshields on the planes at the Denver airport often mysteriously crack. And if you're thinking, well, yeah, Denver is fucking high and fucking cold.
Same.
Well, guess what? You know what's higher altitude and colder? The fucking sky. So shut up and let me get to the final weird thing. This is good. This is good.
Good writing.
Anticipating
Nailed
this.
that
All right.
BuzzFeed list.
All right, here we go. BuzzFeed list number 10. The airport is shaped like a fucking swastika. This is not a joke. Fucking Google it.
Hang on, I'm looking at it right
The
now.
airport is shaped like a swastika. I am not making this up. Seriously, the airport is shaped like a swastika. A swastika is what the airport is shaped like. People visiting Colorado to enjoy some recreational weed and ski vacations.
Oh my God.
Fly into a swastika-shaped airport. If you look at it from the sky, you see that it is a swastika. The airport is shaped like a swastika. Again, the airport is shaped like a fucking swastika.
What
If
the
that
hell?
doesn't show that this place is scary, I don't know what does. Moral of the story, Denver is creepy, and I now never want to go there, and neither should you. This story has been brought to you by the Denver Tourism Board. Denver, we have Nazi lizard Illuminatis, and if that's your thing, come join us. Join us. That was a good BuzzFeed list.
Yeah, I thought I nailed that.
Yeah, you did. The
That
writing
casual
cadence,
tone.
Yeah, that escalates. Yeah, that's good.
Also, their airport's shaped like a fucking swastika, guys.
It's like some kind of weird, like, slid across, squished swastika, but it's definitely there.
It's a lizard's interpretation of a swastika.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
they
a
have
lizard's
those,
eye view.
those squishy old eyes. They can't see it the way we can.
Yeah, the sharp edges are lost in
Yeah,
lizard
they
eyes.
don't get that. That's fucking weird.
That's a weird place, right?
That is super. What a weird thing. Why
Yeah.
would you build that?
I don't know. And so here's the thing. No one on this, like we have talked about conspiracies before. We've had these conversations. None of us are really like weird in our beliefs, and we don't really dive too deep into
That's
like the
not true.
completely surreal. Like we look for some logical facts before we dive into it.
Yeah,
This one has a lot.
there's a lot to unpack there. That's wild.
I think we have to go.
I kind of want to go there just to look at the creepy ass airport.
Yeah, like fly in
Hey,
and leave
let me
the
tell
same
you,
day.
I am a fan of municipal airports. They're strange places, and you get really expensive, not good food there. I don't know if you guys have tried that before, but man, if you haven't, you're missing out. They have a Starbucks usually, but it's not a real Starbucks.
They also normally
They have a
like
Pete's.
a Barney's and a Pete's as well. Like they have.
I went to the
different
Pete's there.
coffee
It was really
options.
good.
That's good. I wonder if this one has one.
They also will probably only have their own specific cafe, like the airport cafe,
Uh-huh.
which if there's
It's
a
actually named
Starbucks,
the airport cafe.
why would you go to the airport cafe? Because you know that they're just giving you truck stop coffee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just go to the Starbucks?
Exactly.
But
Or the
that's
Pete's.
fucking wild. The thing is shaped like a swastika, and then there's a creepy fucking mural of some weird post-apocalyptic world. Like, what are they doing? Like, who built that?
Okay,
Like,
so here's what I'm proposing. Ready? Victor, when you listen to this, first I need you to add some spooky music and a jingle. Now I need you to make it sound like my voice is echoey. Got it? Cool. Here is to anyone who is looking to make a new travel show. You need to fund Go Folk Yourself, and we will do a United States road trip, and we will go to the Denver airport, and we will go to the tunnels. Even if we are forbidden to go into the tunnels, we will go into the tunnels. We will explore the tunnels, and we will have a rollicking good time smoking recreational weed
Which
in
is
the
legal.
tunnels.
which is fine.
Which
It
is fine there. And we're going to do that. And we're going to find the Nazis or the lizard people or the Illuminati. And we are going to get an exclusive interview. And we are going to join them likely because that's probably the only way they'll let us live.
Yeah, I agree.
The Illuminazis.
That
Hail
is your
the Lizard
new
King.
That is your new lore, Amazon. Because
Uh-huh.
you know lore's not pulling for you.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's pull out the soapbox here. Let's dust that thing off. Lore is fucking boring. Lore sucks. It sucks so bad. We don't suck.
I am well aware that by critiquing lore, I am also critiquing my great uncle who is in an episode of lore. But I don't care. I don't care. Lore sucks.
All right. If you guys like lore, you're probably also listening to us.
And I'm going to say it. My great uncle, John Biner, if you happen to be over the age of 60 and you're listening to our podcast, first off, great job figuring out podcasts. I'm proud of you.
I still don't know them that well.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm bad at it.
Second off, John Biner, he is a relative of mine. I will get him in a Go Folk Yourself episode. And
Not
you
to
will
be confused
love
with
that.
John Boehner. Totally different.
Different
This
guy,
is
John
cool.
Boehner. He's a politician. John Boehner, he still holds the record for most appearances on the Ed Sullivan Show, and he's going to die with that record
Because there's
the
no more Ed Sullivan show.
is gone.
Ed Sullivan's dead.
Yeah.
I think.
So,
pretty positive on that one.
That's
Most
what you
likely.
got to look forward to if
Yep.
you fund Go Folk Yourself.
Exactly. Sci-Fi Network or Netflix
Or Amazon.
Hulu, or Amazon.
That would be
Anybody.
the greatest victory.
Whomever has money.
Yeah, anyone. You
It's going to be on Apple Music.
All right, we should probably move on to the next segment.
Yeah, let's. So,
Hey, thank
wait-
you all for enjoying the humor of tonight's episode. We're going to go ahead and suck that right out.
By the way, Dan, which one was the better story that you wrote? And then
Man,
whatever.
Oh man, I think I have to give it to the Denver airport.
Is that because it was longer and had more things in it?
It is because it actually genuinely scares me.
Yeah, it's really weird.
and I don't like it.
Although I do want to go to the chicken coop
Yeah.
from hell.
I
Not
do
gonna
too.
lie.
Yeah, no, the chicken coop from hell is great. Also, but guys, in the future, it won't be me writing both episodes. I'm just gonna let you know right now. We all really fucked off last night and had our own separate parties. It was a late night. We didn't get the writing done.
We wrote the main story. We
Yeah.
also totally thought Victor and Ethan would be here.
Yeah, so we
because
weren't
we
prepared.
can't read apparently.
And it just made more sense for me to write both while the other two recorded a deep folking.
About the
so-
chilling adventures of Sabrina.
Hey, check that out. Go ahead and smash that up, dude. Blop, blop, dude.
Vote that up like.
All right, we're moving on to the next segment. Here's another ad from our sponsor. Hey guys, it's Paul from Paul's Fixes. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the podcast you're listening to. You're now getting an ad for my YouTube channel, Paul Fixes. Check out Paul Fixes, where I fix such things as hotels, like the Overlook Hotel, which you heard about in the previous ad. I fix bookcases, which are great because it's those cheap ones from Target that are made of particle board. You think, oh, it's better to throw it out. I'm going to show you why it's not better to throw it out, and you can salvage that thing and make an awesome bed frame. I also fixed your cat. So that was easy. A lot of people thought you need a special license or some sort of skill or education, but you don't, because you can watch other YouTube channels that teach you how to do it. And then I made a YouTube about how to do it as well. So it's like I took their video and I made it mine. And that's not plagiarism or theft in any way because I did it myself as well. And yeah, I also fixed the terms and conditions for YouTube and made them a lot better for people who don't want to make money off videos that they post. So thanks. Smash that like button. Go ahead and give me a subscription, and then go ahead and comment. If you're the first person to comment, obviously in all caps, write the word first. That's still hilarious. Then go ahead and look at the related channels and related videos. Those will get me more updates, and I need those because the more you click on those, the more I'm related to them. And this system and structure makes tons of sense. If you
Hey,
don't
what
think
is this? A
about it.
crossover episode? It's me, your brother, Logan Fixes. I've got my separate channel where I show you how to fix other things that aren't broken yet. But today, we're going to talk to you about our favorite thing, fixing YouTube. That's coming out, our big expose.
Logan, you got to hurry. The skip button's about to come active, man. They're gonna skip. Hurry.
That skip button.
Hurry.
No, wait,
Guys,
no,
guys,
skip
guys,
shit, no.
Hey guys, it's Chet here. Go over you tutorials. That's where I explain you.
All rise for the Honorable Judge M.B. Gary, Hensdale District Court.
We are convened here on the 6th of April, 1883, to hear the accusations of Jean Cabazon against Alfred Packer, who stands accused of the murder of his companions near Montrose, Colorado, and the unspeakable act of consuming their flesh thereafter. How does the accused plead?
Not guilty. I only killed one of them, and he had it coming to him.
Please only reply guilty or not guilty, you witless imbecile.
There will be none of that in my court, bailiff.
I ain't guilty. I ain't a murderer.
We will now hear the testimony of John Frenchy Cabazon.
The judge calls forward Jean Cabazon. Do you swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Oui. What? Yes.
Go on now, son. Say your piece.
I knew this Alfred Packer 10 years ago. I know what he has done and that he has, how you say, lived as out of law for the last 9. He and I were in the same, how you say, mining group.
Objection! This man don't even speak English.
Overruled. Continue.
Thank you. We traveled together near Breckenridge to find for gold. For to trade gold to, how you say, Indians?
Objection! They are to be referred to as First Nations peoples.
Overruled. Sir, this is the year of our Lord 1883, and we refer to them as Indians, as in the race of men from the nation of India. Overruled. I am a figure representative of the time and the law of that time. Continue.
Shit. Okay, you got me there.
There we traveled to meet Chief O'Ray, the leader of the First Nations peoples, in beginning in 1871 to trade gold and furs. He let us stay with him through the rest of the winter. Packer, he say, he want to leave early and tell 5 of our group to leave with him. They leave and he, how you say in English, murder them in the wilderness, and eat their corpse. He escaped justice and live in the wilderness until I see him again in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and turn him into justice.
That's bullshit. I ain't killed all of them. I only killed one of them.
What the fuck is wrong with you? This is the 19th century, and yes, we say fuck, and that is very crass even for this time period, but seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? They will hang you. Do you know that?
I ain't gonna let that French bastard tell lies on me and
Well, now to be fair, I think he's from Canada, but I'm not really sure you should even, go down that kind of xenophobic...
Judge?
Okay.
I'd like to enter a confession to set the record straight.
Are you fucking kidding me right now? Oh, shit.
After having been in this camp for about 1 week, a man by the name of Lutzenheiser and 4 other men started for the agency. Having been informed by Chief O'Ray that from his camp to the Indian agency it was 40 miles, while in fact, by our reckoning, it was 80 miles. Our party had no other provisions, only what each man carried, they being on foot. As a result, our provisions soon became exhausted, and we 5 men had concluded to cast lot to see who should be food for the others. But just at this time, a coyote was seen, which was immediately killed and was the means of saving one of that party from a tragical fate. There being 2 trails to the agency, we took the upper trail for the purpose of reaching the agency faster, and we were on foot and carried what provisions we could in blankets. After 9 days, our provisions were completely exhausted. The snow being deep, we were compelled to keep on top of the divide in order to travel at all. And these divides led to the top of the Rocky Mountains. Our matches had all been used, and we were carrying our fire in an old coffee pot. 3 or 4 days after our provisions were consumed, we took our moccasins, which were made of raw hide, and cooked them and ate them. Our suffering at this time was most intense. Such, in fact, that the inexperienced cannot imagine. We could not retrace our steps, for our trail was drifted over. In places, the snow had been blown away from patches of wild rose bushes, and we were gathering the rosebuds from these bushes, stewing them, and eating them. In following these divides, we soon gained the tip of the Rocky Mountains, and the snow being blown away from the top of the mountains and our feet encased in pieces of blanket, we were enabled to travel along steadily. Now, my friend, you can imagine our condition on the top of the mountains, with nothing to kill for food and not even any of those rose bushes. Starvation had fastened its deathly talons upon us and was slowly but tortuously driving us into the state of imbecility. In fact, Bell, the strongest and most able-bodied man of our party, had succumbed to the power of mental derangement and was causing the party to be very much afraid of him, as well as that which we felt to be the inevitable doom of each mentality. I am at a loss to fully express our feelings at this stage, but we consulted each other and concluded to come down off the mountain, for we could not tell whether we had passed the agency or not, for it was either snowing or blowing constantly, and as it happened, we descended to the fork of the Gunnison River, and we camped one night just above the river. And in the morning I ascended the mountain for the next purpose of ascertaining if there were any visible signs of civilization on the opposite side. The snow being very deep, it required the entire day to make this trip and return. As I neared the camp on my return, I was confronted by a terrible sight. As I came near, I saw no one but Bell. I spoke to him, and then, with the look of a terrible maniac, his eyes glaring and burning fearfully, he grabbed a hatchet and started for me, whereupon I raised my Winchester and I shot him near the hip. He stood again, laughing like a madman, clutching his hatchet gravely. I thusly shot him again, and again, and again, until he could no longer stand. I knew no help could come to him from where we were, so I fired a final shot into his head to keep him from suffering further. The firing from my rifle did not arouse the camp, so I hastened to the campfire and found my companions dead. Bell had butchered them in their sleep, I suppose. Their limbs hacked from their bodies, their heads removed and set up in a neat line. There was blood everywhere to be seen, and it appeared as though it were a butcher's yard. Can you imagine my situation? My companion's dead, and I left surrounded by the midnight horrors of starvation, as well as those of utter isolation. My body, weak. My mind acted upon in such an awful manner that the greatest wonder is that I returned to a rational condition. In looking about, I saw the unimaginable. I saw a piece of flesh on the fire, which Bell had carved from Miller's leg. Revolted, I took the leg from the fire with intent to bury it with Miller. I covered my companions with their blankets and remained with them through the night. In the morning, I moved about 1,000 yards below where there was a grove of pine trees. I distinctly remember taking a piece of flesh and boiling it in a tin cup. My mind at this period failed me. When my mind returned, I found by my tracks that I had been visiting around the adjacent territory seeking rose bushes, seeking those rose buds, which I apparently found, for I noticed that by force of habit I had been stewing them in my tin cup. I had the flesh from Miller's leg packed with me. I ate it in my travels, my mind lapsing therein. For 3 weeks I was taken care of at the agency. At this time the sheriff, Amos Wall, asked me if I could realize what I had passed through. In reply, I gave him as complete an explanation as I could, after which he told me to go away and not permit it to longer worry me. I did as he advised, so far as to going away, and after the lapse of 10 years, I was arrested in 1885 upon the charge of having murdered my companions. Now, my kind friend, in conclusion, permit me to say that I am today, as ever before, a member of the human family. Although isolated and away from that which is dear to the heart of every man, am I the villainous wretch which some have asserted me to be? No man can be more heartily sorry for the acts of 24 years ago than I. I am more a victim of circumstances than of atrocious designs. No human being living can say that I, in cold blood, with evil intent, murdered my companions upon that awful occasion. What could be the object of me taking their lives in a wanton manner? I bear no malice towards living man. Even though I may feel that I have been unjustly dealt with, still that supremacy which rules over all knows that I forgive as I wouldn't wish to be forgiven. In this, the darkest hour of my earthly existence, I feel, as I have long felt, that I would have far better off had my execution taken place years ago, and I might now be with those companions whose ghosts, I assure you, do not haunt me. For if the soul has existence beyond this mortal life, each and every one of those unfortunate men knows that I am innocent. As it is there is an unexplained power which restrains my hand from freeing my soul. Hence, all the brightness in the firmament of my earthly future is centered in the hope that I may eventually be given an opportunity of proving to the world that I am less black than has been painted. And to all my kind friends, I can but reiterate that my heart today, as before, abounds with thankful gratitude for your many expressions of goodwill. I should like to be set at liberty under the banner of a pardon, but if that should not be deemed best, I would gladly avail myself of the opportunity that a commute would give of showing that I came into existence under circumstances similar to that of others, and that I still possess the desire to live and do right. Oh, my friend, were it not for the flame of hope which burns forever in the human heart, life would certainly be beyond endurance.
It becomes my duty as the judge of this court to enforce the verdict of the jury rendered in your case and impose on you the judgment which the law fixes as the punishment of the crime you have committed. It is a solemn, painful duty to perform. I would to God the cup might pass from me. You have had a fair and impartial trial. You have been faithfully and earnestly defended by what passes for a counsel.
I'll take that as a compliment.
The presiding judge of this court, upon his oath and his consciousness, has labored to be honest and impartial in the trial of your case, and in all doubtful questions presented you have had the benefit of the doubt. A jury of 12 honest citizens of the county have sat in judgment on your case, and upon their oaths they find you guilty of willful and premeditated murder. A murder revolting in all its details, In 1874, you and company with 5 companions passed through this beautiful mountain valley where stands the town of Lake City. At this time, the hand of man had not marred the beauties of nature. The picture was fresh from the hand of the great artist who created it. You and your companions camped at the banks of a stream as pure and beautiful as ever traced by the finger of God upon the bosom of the earth. Your every surrounding was calculated to impress upon your heart and nature the omnipotence of deity and the helplessness of your own feeble life. In this goodly favored spot you conceived your murderous designs. You and your victims had a weary march, and when the shadow of the mountains fell upon your little party and night grew her sable curtain around you, your unsuspecting victims lay down the ground and were soon lost in the sleep of the weary. And when thus sweetly unconscious of danger from any quarter, and particularly from you, their trusted companion, you cruelly and brutally slew them all. When your murderous hand was guided by the misty light of the moon, or the flickering blaze of the campfire, you can only tell. No eye saw the bloody deed performed, no ear save your own caught the groans of your dying victims. You then and there robbed the living life, and then robbed the dead of the reward of honest toil which they had accumulated. At least so say the jury. To other sickening details of your crime I will not refer. Silence is kindness. I do not say these things to harrow your soul, for I know you have drunk the cup of bitterness to its very dregs, and wherever you have gone, the sting of your conscience and the goadings of remorse have an avenging nemesis which have followed you at every turn in life, and painted afresh for your contemplation the picture of the past. I say these things to impress upon your mind the awful solemnity of your situation and the impending doom which you cannot avert. Be not deceived. God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. You, Alfred Packer, sowed the wind. You must now reap the whirlwind. Society cannot forgive you for the crime you have committed. It enforces the old Masonic law of life for a life, and your life must be taken as the penalty of your crime. I am but the instrument of society to impose the punishment which the law provides. Will society cannot forgive, it will not forget. As the days come and go, the story of your crimes will fade from the memory of men. With God, it is different. He will not forget, but will forgive. He pardoned the dying thief on the cross. He is the same God today as then, a God of love and of mercy, of long suffering and for kind forbearance, a God who tempers the wind to the shorn lamb and promises rest to all the weary and heart-broken children of men. And it is to this God I commend you. Close up your ears to the blandishments of hope. Listen not to its flattering promises of life, but prepare for the dread certainty of death. Prepare to meet thy God. Prepare to meet thy aged father and mother, of whom you have spoken and who still love their dear boy. And I am allowed to quote all of this Christiany jargon in a court of law, because in the year 1883, this Christian stuff is as popular as that PC culture of today. For 9 long years, you, Alfred Packer, have been a wanderer upon the face of the earth, bowed and broken in spirit, no home, no loves, no ties to bind you to the earth. You have been indeed a poor pitiable waif of humanity. I hope and pray that in the spirit land to which you are so fast and surely drifting, you will find that peace and rest for your weary spirit which this world cannot give. Alfred Packer, the judgment of this court is that you be removed hence to the jail of Hinsdale County, and there be confined until the 19th day of May, 1883. And on said 19th day of May, 1883, you be taken from thence by the sheriff of Hinsdale County to a place of execution prepared for the purpose at some point within the corporate limits of that town of Lake City, in the said county of Hinsdale, and between the hours of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. of said day, you, then and there, by the said sheriff, be hung by the neck until you are dead, 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 and may God have mercy upon your soul.
We can fight this. This is not over.
Man, I don't know about that.
You'll see. We're taking this to the Supreme Court.
I mean, you had a guy and confessed. This one is kind of just an easy win for us. I'm not the type of guy who cares about only the crime stats on those cop shows like in the hit HBO show The Wire, but I do take note of them.
The story of Alfred Packer did not end with a hanging. His case was taken to the Supreme Court of Colorado, where his sentence was reversed. On June 19th of the year 1899, Packer was paroled and set free. It was widely reported that he became a vegetarian before his death. He is buried in Littleton, Colorado, with a veteran's tombstone listing his regiment in the Union Army. For your Europeans, those were the good guys.